that we have come in, and I love, you know, those of you that don't know, we've brought in some pretty big names like Bert Oliva and Hugh Ballou and people that would normally, you know, we wouldn't normally rub elbows with. And Dawn is one of those individuals we have here locally, and I have had the opportunity of working with her personally, Kathleen, and having her help me eliminate stress. I also, one of the things that I love about Dawn is she's what I consider kind of the queen of questioning. She really has a way of teaching us how to use questions to really navigate things and let things go. And and then I'll share a couple more things. So she's actually a NASA rocket scientist. She used to put people into space. Yep. Now she helps people to blast off into their brightest future of having more joy, prosperity, and fun. The miracle of launching a space shuttle was removing the obstacles holding it down. The same is true in life. We must release what we believe is impossible so that we can launch into the life you'd love to live. As an energy healer, possibility consultant, speaker and coach. And if you want to relaunch your life, she works with people through personal coaching, VIP days, live events, online, and more. And with Dawn, I have to say, she just has this gift, as you said perfectly, Kath. Just sometimes hearing her speak, can't help but calm down. It's like, you know, like high energy. And I get around Dawn and she just asks this question and my body goes, oh yeah, that's, that's true. So with that, if we could give Dawn a round of applause. Are we able to stream this to Facebook? Is this on Facebook by chance, Carolina?
Recording, and then we will put it in all over our social media.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Shannon. And yes,
One real quick question. Do you need me to be your timekeeper, or do you have a time?
I have a time device. How long do I have?
25 to 30 minutes.
Okay. Oh, no problem. So welcome, everybody. And as Shannon said, I am going to be talking to you about stress because, well, yeah, I used to have a lot of stress in my life when I worked out at the Space Center. It was a job. And I started learning these techniques for bringing me more peace and something there. Just, you know, so sometimes it's hard to get rid of them, but, you know, other than that, it was pretty good. So what I wanted to do this morning was to share with you some of those techniques that I have learned over the years for releasing stress and creating more peace and calm in your life. You know, I get it. These are trying times. It's easy to become stressed out and overwhelmed, and you need to strengthen yourself so that you can stay healthy and be there for the people that you need to be there for. Releasing stress is vital for maintaining your overall physical, mental, and emotional health. It can improve your mood, boost your immune system, promote longevity, I'll get it yet, and allow you to be more productive and more at peace. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I can get rid of stress by taking an extra nap. That isn't quite going to cut it. You can, but you need more than that, because when your body is under a lot of stress, your brain is actually undergoing these chemical and physical changes that can affect your overall functioning. Can have blood pressure, weakening, contribute to even more serious problems over time, such as ulcers and asthma and heart disease and depression, anxiety, all sorts of things, and even relationships. So I have a few simple techniques that you can use to unwind, release stress, and create more calm. And they don't require that you live on a mountain with a guru for years. It just requires a couple of minutes sometimes. One of them is to breathe. Now, I know it's easy all the time. How could breathing possibly help you? Well, it's amazing how when you're stressed, you tend to breathe more shallowly and you tend to hold your breath. Have you ever realized that you're holding your breath at some point? Well, that's not really good on your body because breathing, especially deep breathing, is one of the best ways to lower stress. It helps you relax, reduce tension, and reduce anxiety. Because when you can breathe deeply, it sends that message to your brain to calm down and relax. And then your brain sends that message to the rest of your body so that you have that relaxation throughout your body. Breathing exercises increase the supply of oxygen to your brain, obviously, and stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes that state of calmness. Breathing can help you feel connected to your body. That brings your awareness away from your worries that are running around in your head and helps you to quiet your mind. Now, even though 20 to 30 minutes is ideal for doing exercises, don't panic. You can do it with just a few minutes because just that few minutes of calm, relaxed breathing produces dramatic change. So, let me ask you this. Are you ready to try one? I hope so, because that's one part of my talk. So anyway, I ask you to just stop whatever you're doing, close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath in, hold, slowly breathe out. Now we're going to repeat it a couple more times. Breathe in, hold for a couple seconds, breathe out, and hold for a couple seconds. Now, as you're breathing in, imagine you're breathing in calm and relaxation. And as you breathe out, see that tension just flowing out of your body. Breathe in calm and breathe out tension. It's that simple. So you can go ahead and open your eyes, but you can do that at any time during the day. And it can just bring you a little bit of peace and center you. Now, granted, you don't want to close your eyes when you're driving, but any other time, you can use that to bring you some peace. Now, another great technique is to be out in nature. I love to be out in nature. I notice that you're having several nature things that you have coming up. The Turkey Creek sounds amazing. So use that as a way to let go of stress. Because when you reduce those stress hormones, that decreases depression, lessens your negative thoughts, energizes you. Again, they've been showing that over the last few decades that there's so much benefit to being in nature, to being in contact with the natural world. It can really have an effect on your health, your well-being, and the functioning of your body and mind. Walking in nature, that helps to improve your mood. The natural world gives you a sense of being away from the day-to-day stresses and strains of life and helps you to put things into perspective. The natural world stimulates and pleases the senses, and it generally makes people feel that they're in a supportive, harmonious environment. And there's so many ways to be out in nature. You can even just look out your window, but it really helps to be outside, to walk, to sit, go bicycling, hug a tree. I read an article yesterday on the benefits of hugging a tree, and I love to hug trees. I used to lean up against my tree out in the backyard and just meditate, and it was just so amazing. Now, what happens if you can't get out into nature spots? Well, what I used to do was I created my own. And I created it by having pictures of nature at my desk at work. So I had no windows for years. I was just in this little cubicle with no windows. So I was isolated from the outdoors most of the day. And when I couldn't get up and take a walk outside, I would have these pictures and I would just create my own outdoor space by looking at the picture. I could see them. It was like a window out into the world. So I had mountains and trees and animals. And every so often I would just stop and look at them and imagine myself being there, breathing in that outdoor air, feeling the sunshine on my face just for a couple minutes. And it brought me that relaxing experience of being outdoors and really would transport me there. So if you can't do outdoors, have a picture. Now you can have them on your wall or your computer or even on your phone or on your desk, in your desk drawer. I used to, pull out my desk drawer. I'd have a big picture in there. So whenever that need arises, you can just take that little mini vacation with your pictures. Now, the third method that I have is meditation. I get it. A lot of people think that sitting with their own thoughts for any period of time is daunting and that they just can't do it. And spend hours doing it. They have studies that have shown that practicing can create substantial reduction in stress and anxiety. It can boost your mental. It can also reduce in depression and anxiety. It can even reduce heart disease and high blood pressure. It can help you to deepen your sleep, have more emotional balance, clearer thinking. Creativity can help you with your creativity and a sense of peacefulness. And again, it can be simple. You can practice it pretty much wherever you are. You can do anything meditatively just with your focus. So if you're out walking, you can meditatively walk by paying attention to how you're breathing and how you're stepping and what you're seeing. You can be on the bus riding. You can be riding in somebody else's car, because I recommend you don't meditate a lot when you're driving. You can be in the middle of a difficult business meeting. All you really have to do is close your eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine yourself somewhere peaceful. So you can combine all the things I've talked about up to now as a meditation, just for a couple minutes. You can even just be sitting there listening to the breeze or the waves in your mind or outside and just let them carry your tension away. So it's a great pick-up and a great relaxer at any time. And then I have a technique that I like to teach my clients for releasing stress and upset around, called return to sender. Because you're far more sensitive to all those energies around you than you think. You're like a big satellite dish, and you're taking in all the thoughts, feelings, and emotions from everybody around you. And sometimes they really get you down. They really start piling on top of you. And most of them aren't yours because you're taking them in from everybody else. So you can't really heal it or clear it because it doesn't belong to you, but you can let it go. So what I usually tell people when they're really feeling upset and overwhelmed, just say, all this stuff, I return to center with consciousness attached. Now, that doesn't slam it back to somebody else. People tell me that, oh, I don't want to send it back to, no. It sends it back out for the universe to deal with because, well, it's energy. And the universe knows how to recycle energy. It knows what to do with it. So when you get all those things that are weighing you down, all that upset, send it back to the universe. Let it transform it into whatever it needs, whatever it desires, because it helps you to let go of it. It helps you to have the gift of freedom that you can give to yourself. So I highly recommend that you use that one. So all of these techniques, there's just so many more things that, of course, you can do to help you let go of stress. But these are really simple ones that you don't need to go to a massage therapist, or you don't need to go to the doctor, or any of these other things. They're just things that you can do for yourself. They're gifts that you can give yourself. Again, you need to put
Dawn, say
your
again the
oxygen
last
mask on
one.
self.
So sorry. Say again the
Okay.
last one.
It's
I'm
called
writing it
Return to
down.
Sender. Okay, I'm going to paste it in the chat room.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. How you doing, Geraldine?
Very well. I'm drinking it all in. I shouldn't,
I
so that's why
understand.
we don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned that I did my an event on Saturday. I call it the Purple Launch Party Energetic Spring Cleaning Edition. And I taught people some other techniques for doing energetic spring cleaning. So I'm going to put my information in the chat room. If you're interested in my energetic spring cleaning, let me know. I can send you the replay of the event. You can learn how to use the cosmic vacuum cleaner to get rid of all the stuff that you've got going on around you. I talk about return to sender. I talk about waters of gratitude, all sorts of things that you can use to clean your energy and all the staleness that you've got hanging around you and the things that you're allowing to overwhelm you. So I highly recommend all that. And then, as Shannon mentioned, I have an ebook that I'm going to paste there in the chat room. My Release Stress ebook that has more detail on the techniques that I've talked about here and a few others, because there's 7 different ones in there. So you can go through and use those too, because it's just so important that you put you as a priority in your life and start making your self-care a priority. I'm a recovering overgiver, so I get it. So the link is bit.ly/release stress ebook, and it's a capital R on release, capital S on stress, little E on ebook, because bit.ly links are, of course, case sensitive, for those of you who don't know. And like I said, if if you contact me at iampurpledawn.com, you can request the replay of my Purple Launch event so that you can have the other energetic spring cleaning techniques that I covered. So thank you so much for listening. Like I said, I'm a recovering overgiver, so I understand being stressed and overwhelmed to the point that I ended up in the hospital. Don't do that. You need to take care of you. Make your self-care a priority. Schedule it on your calendar if you need to, so that you'll actually do it. Even if it's just, schedule 15 minutes every morning to sit and breathe. Oh, yes,
Dawn,
Shannon. I see that I gave him the wrong link, didn't I?
it's all right. It works.
Yeah, it works and it has my contact information in the back. But yes.
Is it okay if we open up to questions if anybody?
Absolutely. And while I look for my other link.
Amanda, would you like to go first?
Yes, I have a question. And I didn't get a chance earlier in our breakout room. Dawn had mentioned, learning to say no. And for some of you who know me know that I'm horrible at that. I'm like, sure, I can take it on. Yes, I can join that board. Sure, I have time for that committee too. So when we do finally get to learning to say no, because I will admit last week I said no, and I was proud of myself, but then the guilt of saying no seeped in. So how do we, if we get the courage to finally, or the ability to finally go, no, I can't take that on. Would you have some suggestions for then helping with the aftermath of the guilt of saying no when you're used to always saying yes and you're the person everyone expects to say yes?
There's a book written on that, how to say no. You know that? There's a book written, how to
Does
say
it
no.
help with the aftermath though? Because I said no.
Right. And
Now
I get it. People expect you to always say yes, and then they try to make you feel guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to realize that you need to take care of you. So my main tip is to start realizing what it is that you require, and just be honest with people. Just say, I've been taking on way too much and I need to give myself a little time here. It's really getting to me. I've been doing way too much. So I appreciate that you need help with this, and I'm sorry that I can't do it right now. Be honest with people. You don't have to come up with, oh, I've got this, and this to do. No, tell them that you've really started, got to start looking out for your health, and you need to take some time here. So you're just going to have to say no.
I just want to chime in on a funny story, Dawn, if you don't mind.
Okay, and I put my other link in there, by the way.
IamPurpleDawn.com/stress
-relief.
Okay, perfect. I actually had Amanda, and is anybody willing to raise their hand if they've had this same challenge or currently have this same challenge? So you're not alone.
I've done it.
I actually had to hire a coach to help me with this, and we spent the entire hour session of her asking me the hardest questions, and I had to say no. My car broke down and the kids we need a ride. No. And I couldn't give an excuse. And it was so towards the end, I was kind of crying just with all the emotions of what was coming up, just with saying that word no. But it was so powerful. And I loved, Dawn, what you said about, just letting people know that you're assessing what's going on. I tried to find resources to send them to so that it would help a little bit with my guilt of not doing this anymore. So maybe there's somebody that you have a resource for, but I just wanted to say that you're totally not alone, and it feels so good when you start taking care of you, and it's really worth it. And there's been times where I've committed to things and then I had to and that's a whole other level of guilt for me, because it's like, you got to stick with it, and there's a lot of things there. But I've also just really, as Dawn says, learned to love myself. I've worked with somebody like Dawn that's just knowing that you're important. So thank you, Dawn, for letting me interject. Any other comments, Amanda, or questions? Or
actually, Amanda, I'll loan you this book I'm reading, How to Say No Without Feeling Guilty. And it says,
I can't see it.
I'll share this. It'll be at the chamber, so I'm halfway through. And it's how to say yes to more time, more joy, and what matters most to you. And yeah, so it doesn't matter how old you are, you still saying no is a difficult thing to do. So I thought, well, let me read this book. Maybe it's got some good tips, but Dawn had some great ones there too. But you're right, Amanda, it's the guilt that you feel when you are saying no to somebody who's asking you to do something. And you're just thinking, I can't do one more thing. Or you say yes and then you regret it, or you get resentful, that you didn't say no. So anyway,
because you muted yourself, Nancy.
You muted yourself, Nancy, when you showed, sorry.
I said, this will be at the chamber and hopefully by next week. So feel free to borrow it. We have a whole library there of books and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to, get to where you're resenting everything that you're doing and then beating yourself up constantly about the fact that you didn't say no, because that leads to a whole nother realm of problems.
Okay, Amanda, anything else?
I want, oh, Amanda.
Yeah, Gerald and Frank, I think, both said they wanted to talk.
Really, I have two
Yeah.
things. First of all, to find out what's the meaning of purple, because every time I see you, you're in purple, just like I was in red when I had the office, I was always red. But I want to tell you real quick, when we lived in Saudi Arabia, women were not allowed to work, but I was determined I was going to work. And I found a way. I was hidden behind boxes, and I did exactly that. I took pictures and I put them on the boxes because I was locked in. You know, I was not to be seen because that was a sin to work in Saudi Arabia. And I remember that carried me through for 2 years. Yeah, so yeah, it's true. It does work. And so, and then tell me why purple? Why?
I've always loved purple as a child, and people started calling me Purple Dawn, and it stuck. So I just kind of, you know, for a while I resisted. It's like, oh no, I need to have other colors in my life. And finally I just said, I like purple, I'm just going with it. So I did it, and I have it as my company name and color. So.
But WPN uses purple. Did you notice?
Yes,
WPN
definitely. Yes, I've noticed
Oh.
that.
Oh. Can I tell you? Can I say
Well,
something?
Frank was next first,
Yeah.
and then we'll go to Kathleen.
I want to thank everybody. It was a great situation. I am running late, so I just wanted to take time to say thank you. It was a great session, especially Dawn. You did a tremendous job.
Thank you.
As somebody that, you know, a lot of times I officiated a high level hockey, minor league, college hockey, high school hockey for 43 years. So I know what it's like to get people not happily on your side, because every time I blew the whistle, 50% liked it, 50% didn't. You did a great job. And, you know, I'll tell you, simple breathing in Melbourne with the beaches is a great way to relax. I'll probably do it at 5 o'clock with my wife today. But I want to thank everybody for a great time. Good job. And I have to go. I'm running extremely late, so it is what it is. Thank you. Take care, and I'll talk to you guys. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Kathleen?
Oh, Kathleen, sorry. It wasn't Jennifer, other person.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just want to, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say purple means royalty.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And purple helps with creativity and spirituality too.
yeah. So, but thank you. I have been really enlightened today. And I'm always kind of hyper because I'm multitasking all the time. But just the calmness of your voice today has really kind of slowed me down. And I'm glad I got some free therapy right here. So, but so I truly will be following up on your services. So I'm really impressed of what you said today. And I used to work on the Space Center for 13 years in contract. So and I think I'm still high paced. So until today, I finally slowed down. So thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Beautiful. And so before we finish up real quick, Dawn, you have some other things that have transformed my life and my children's life. And so I just wanted to share those real quick because I know we were on the topic of stress, but she also has a gratitude journal and gratitude cards. And this journal I ended up getting for both of my adult children, and my daughter came back about 6 months ago, and there was a college kid that was struggling with suicide, you know, just trying to navigate this mess between COVID and what do I do with college and people, you know, parent pleasing and all of that. And she gave him the gratitude journal, and just the questions in the journal. She called me and she was like, "Oh my God, Mom, this is so great. I wish I would have looked at it earlier and played with it more." But the questions in this journal got this kid to really shift and see that there's more to life, and that the perception that he was allowing to kind of navigate where he was going was not his own. And it was really dynamic thing. My little son at 5 bought her gratitude cards. You know, she was at a conference. He's like, I want these beautiful cards, and pulls them. So Dawn, can you just show those real quick? Because I know that they're just another amazing gift that you've created to help
I
people.
don't have the cards right here, but they have the same picture as the book. And so like, you know, you can go to any day, like 3 things I can do to bring me peace and calm. And you write it down. Now you can't really see it. There we go. So you can write in the journal every day or not, you know, no stress. There's no stress with the journal. It doesn't have dates on it or anything else. You can just randomly open up to any page you want and do it. And you can go out and you can get the books or the cards at iampurpledawn.com/gratitude. And you can also get the book on Amazon. So if you want it on your Kindle, or if you just want to order it and have it come to you tomorrow, because I can't get it to you tomorrow, sorry. But but Amazon can. So, you know. So yeah, I tried to make it so that anybody could do it stress-free. And then I have my other book called Launchpad 2020, The Art and Rocket Science of Breakthroughs and Possibilities. And it's another one that helps you walk through my possibility principles, which are ways to start making changes in your life and start peeling away the layers of stuff you've buried yourself under.
Dawn,
So
when you
thank
had your office, you said everybody said it was so peaceful walking in there.
Yes,
What
it
is
was.
So what is it that was in your
What
office?
is it that I do? I use that return to sender all the time, and I use energetic techniques for clearing out the energy that builds up in places. So I do energetic blessings on people's homes and on their businesses and offices to help clear that stagnant energy out so that they have a good energy flow. And so that is another service that I do. I can do it online and I can do it in person. The in-person one takes a little more prep, but I can do it. So thank you, Geraldine and Shannon.
And Nancy.
And Nancy,
We
yes.
love you, Nancy. Any other
Thank you.
questions before we turn it over to final announcements?
Yes, I have one. Or I don't know, it's kind of something that I imagine because you said that you have background in NASA. So what I was thinking is like probably you had to handle people, because I imagine how stressful can be to do a mission or to do a project or to handle something there. So were you in charge of that part, trying to calm people with their things there, or what was your role in the NASA? Because I was imagining that all the time.
Well, I was not in charge of that, although that would have been cool. However, I was a software engineer at the time, but I did do a lot because I also do Reiki, and I do Reiki training. I've got a couple live classes coming up here. And what I did was I would do Reiki on my office every day, so that my office was much more calm and peaceful, and people like to come and sit in my office and just, oh, it's calm back here. And then as we were ending, near the end of the program, it was helping, doing Reiki on everybody so that there was less of the upset that went with the layoffs and all of that. So that's some of the things I do. They didn't pay me for that part though, that was just a bonus they got.
Wow.
So yeah. And like I said, the Reiki energy is really good. I do the Access Consciousness stuff. I've done all these things on Shannon. So if you need somebody to tell you what it's like, just ask her. So that was something I also wanted to talk about for the hospice and stuff. Kathleen, if you're interested in that. And it's just about helping people to heal themselves. And, because you're facilitating the healing, but it's about just being there for people. So, and Shannon, thank you for posting What is Reiki article.
Yeah.
And I have that on my website too, so you can just go out and look at the Reiki on my website.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Dawn, so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. It's been great. I haven't been to a chamber event in years.
Well, this for a leads group, when we meet live, has been one of the largest groups, and it's I love that Nancy allows us to interact in this way, and all of their events. If you don't know, the chamber chat that she mentioned tomorrow is actually the Women's History Month special. So when you talk about women in the workplace, that's a great thing to look at. And then I know you're doing your monthly luncheons again. Nancy, do you want to share anything about that before we say goodbye?
Sure. We meet in person at Promise in Brevard, and we have been meeting there since October. So we do everything socially distanced, so it is limited. But we've been hitting our capacity every month, and hopefully in the near future they will be able to open that up a little bit. But yeah, we try to bring speakers that are important for everybody and that you'll find interesting. I'm open for suggestions, so if there's a topic or somebody that you would like us to try and reach out to bring, just let us know, and we can get them on the schedule. But we're trying to theme them so that they make sense with what we have going on with, like I said, the home show coming up, the home show and expo, having the home builders and contractors speaking in April. I think it's always the first Wednesday of every month at Promise, so easy to get to, and definitely a great networking opportunity and great chance to meet, especially if you're looking for elected officials, because we do get from both the city of Melbourne and the city of West Melbourne, they are attending. So we're pretty excited now to be giving out Officer of the Quarter for West Melbourne. We have not done that before, so this is will be our second time. So we're glad West Melbourne is on board with that and wanting to participate. So it's kind of cool.
I was just tomorrow in the chat room that I
How will
love.
be tomorrow?
No, it's the first Wednesday of the month, so the 7th, April 7th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, tomorrow's only the 31st. I know, it's a long month.
I was just typing in the chat room that I love how you bring in political officials. I love what you do with the officers. I mean, it's like if you want to rub elbows with the movers and shakers, you bring them together at this event. It's a great one.
Thank you.
I'm also just seeing what else is here. Next month, we are meeting on the last Tuesday of the month. We have a great presenter, Scott Donat. He's another local that works, and I have to look at his topic. I'm so sorry. We spoke on the phone, and now I told Carolina and Nancy, I'm like, I am getting ahead of this game, because sometimes it's like a couple weeks before, and we had one that was actually sick last minute. We had to pivot, so we're getting ahead of it. But Scott's also another individual that works nationally to help people have some pretty powerful breakthroughs. He actually worked with you've probably heard in Hollywood, there was a gentleman, they found that a lot of actors get stuck in their part after they've been acting for so long, they get stuck. And Scott and his mentor created it's not a technology event. They created a way of helping them get unstuck. And so this is one of the things that they bring to the general public. And for example, we all have our parts. Whether we know it or not, we've been ingrained with certain, ways of acting from our parents and society and school. And we often don't know them until we have that look of where am I acting out this part that's not really me. So I'm really excited for you guys to meet him. I don't like what he calls himself. So please don't judge this, because I'm like, that's not very marketable. But he's like, I'm the demon killer. He goes, we all have these things in our head, right? We all have these negative things that happen. And so he feels like he's on a mission to eradicate them. I'm like, can we come up with another word? but I'm really excited about him coming. Nancy, anything else that we want to highlight before we say farewell?
No, I think I mentioned earlier, if you want more opportunity for exposure, then please reach out to Cindy. She has the engagement calendar for the entire year. So whether it's more in the fall that you are looking to be out and seen and your company more promoted, then reach out to us. We're, all of us, I mean, everybody at the Chamber is there to help you. But I know she's working really this week. We've got so many people that are still wanting to join the Chamber since it's March Membership Madness Month, and they've got 2 more days, today and tomorrow, to join and get all the benefits that we have going this month. So I know that she's working really diligently to make sure we get through to everybody, since so many were at the barbecue and they weren't members. So it was kind of great. We've really had a very fulfilling month. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, if you're spending marketing money right now, at least sit down with them and look at what you're spending money on, because I've done comparables with advertising and that, and what they charge is peanuts compared to what some people pay and don't get results. And so please, if you have a marketing budget, sit down with them and look at what's going on, because you do put us in front of more people than what we can get from a lot of other mediums. So with that, I think we're at the end of our time. We got 5